Right now, 60% of employers report tension between the generations. 50% of younger employees are dismissive of older employee talents, and 70% of older employees are dismissive of younger employee talents. The reason being is because your generational signpost plays an emotional significance in your life that is absent with someone from a different generation. And what you do not want to have happen at your organization is what happened at Texas Instruments. Texas Instruments had a line worker, a woman that worked on the line her entire career, a baby boomer. She retired. But over the years, she had learned certain workarounds, to keep the line moving. She retired, she moved away. And by the time Texas Instruments discovered what had happened, tracked her down, brought her back, and had her train everybody on what she knew, that cost Texas Instruments greater of $150,000 for one line worker because nobody took the time to ask her what she knew.
All of a sudden, the NLRB got the bright idea that, hey, every other federal agency in Washington makes you all post things about employee rights. Why not us too? And as you all know, earlier this year, they put out the rule that says, now come January 31st, it's been delayed, you all are going to have to post this poster in your workplace, if you're a private sector employer, that tells your employees basically what their rights are and their right to organize. You need to make an informed decision about, well, how are we going to handle this? Like the first question, are we going to post the rest of the story for our employees to read? Keep in mind, the NLRB's poster just tells the employees what rights they have to unionize. It doesn't tell them about their, why they might not want to join a union. The poster sure doesn't tell your company's story about why at your company unionization wouldn't be a good idea. So for some employers, they want to be sure that when they post that poster, that on that same bulletin board, the employees get the rest of the story.
So we do have mandates that will take effect in 2014, and those scale up in terms of the penalties, so they get to be about 2% of your income at the end when they're fully phased in. And those are penalties for anyone who doesn't have coverage, and then there's also going to be penalties for employers that don't offer coverage. And those penalties work out to about $2,000 to $3,000 per employee without coverage. You should all be calculating, I'm sure $2,000 to $3,000 is substantially less than what you're contributing to your workers' coverage today. So this gives you a quick snapshot of where the government, at least, thinks that everyone is going to go between 2010, when the law was passed, and 2016, which is sort of when we think that everything will be fully operational and implemented. And so it's really the 50 million uninsured that we're tackling, and the bulk of those people are moving into one of two places. They're either moving into Medicaid, as we talked about, or into the exchanges. As I think small business premiums is going to be like one of the biggest political issues to watch as reform gets implemented. They've obviously been on the rise, but the risk that those premiums particularly continue to go up, I think, is a real threat and something that could be very damaging to how successfully the law is perceived to be. How attractive do employers see the exchange market to be? As we said, the cost of not offering coverage is going up, not down. You've got new penalties for employers that are dropping coverage, but as we all know, you've got ever-increasing health premiums, a lot of pressure on businesses, and businesses really looking to get out of the health insurance business and want to say, can we just put people into the individual market, let them pick their own plans, it's portable when they go from job to job. We will potentially give them more salary to offset the contribution that we would have made to their health insurance, and let's just get out of the business.